So, England nil, Ghana nil. Where do I start on this? Quite a lot to say on this. Quite a lot to say. Before the game started, I said straight, looked at the lineup. Nope, that's a slow team. And seeing how Ghana have previously played, they were probably the faster and fitter team. Okay, as it appeared when the game was played, it was a 50-50 thing because England played the slow team. I don't see why our Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel, is gonna play a team. Gonna obviously finish the Croatia game. Strongly. They finished that game very well, no doubt about it. But then go back to playing the slow team again against quite a fit, athletic team. Something tells me that he felt that he can get away playing a slow team and win convincingly against that Ghana team. That's what he thought. That must be the only rationale, okay? And it's only when it was very, very late, in my opinion, too late, that he brought on the quicker players, okay? That's what happened, okay? He thought, okay, I'm going to play my slow team. We can roll over this lot and we'll get away with it. But he hadn't learned from the previous game with Ghana, and he hadn't learned from the game with Senegal, when Senegal played England off the park, yeah? And don't talk to me about friendlies, because in games like that, that's where players have to prove themselves and prove their worth, and get in the team. So, when you're close to tournament football, there's no such thing as a friendly, because guys want to get in the England team, okay? And not just that, but players already there have got to keep their shirt, okay? But lo and behold, Senegal played football, quicker football, better tactics, fitter, worked the ball quicker, knew where other players were, and it's generally a much better all-round game, okay? That's it, okay? But talking about the Ghana game here, England, 50-50, yeah? Yes, there was the O'Reilly header. It came back, Kane missed that sitter. We'll get on to that in a minute, yeah? But then at the other end, Ghana had a penalty. And possibly Pickford sending off. Because Pickford rushed out and took out the striker, okay? And not just that, but there's calls for a penalty, okay? Because Konsa, came in late, okay? But funnily enough, I don't know why VAR didn't pick up on it, I don't know why VAR didn't pick up on it, and the referee didn't pick up on it. I don't get that one. Because trust and believe, if that was Argentina, that's a penalty. Because everybody knows they want to push Argentina as far as they can in this tournament, simply because they want Messi to get another tournament, another World Cup win under his belt. Certain teams they push and look out for, and they did that, and they did that today in this game, the England game, A lot of 50-50 decisions weren't given to Ghana, okay? A lot of decisions went against Ghana, okay? So that makes it more unimpressive, okay? Yes, Harry Kane's come out talking about, these nations play football looking for a draw, blah, blah, blah. Listen, son, you missed a chance, you missed a sitter. You're going to change that, okay? But hey, it seems like the Juju man got to you, The Juju man is an important part of African, not just African culture, but a lot of those Latin American cultures, a lot of those Trinidadian Trini cultures. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it. A lot of Bushman cultures. The Juju man's a big man, Hey, you've not been called the Juju man. You know what I mean? Certain things have happened, and they're like, he's the coolie Juju man. Yeah, whatever you want to say. Yeah, listen, but that man's there. Wouldn't surprise me if that's what happened. Because chances are like that are open goals and food and drink for Harry Kane. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Now I'm going to be honest. The first half, I fell asleep. I crashed out here and fell asleep. I kind of woke up at the start of the second half, and it was just England just nah. I'll tell you where England went wrong. Yeah, okay. Because a player plays very good for his club side. Yeah. Plays very, very well for his club team, doesn't mean he's going to shine at international level, okay? It's a very important point to make, okay? So, really and truly, at this level, it's about playing some key players who could be, let's say, the core of the team, right? Like, I would have, okay, Maguire. He should have gone. Why? For England, I'm going to say something very controversial, yeah? For England, his performances for England at peak performance are better than Rio Ferdinand and John Terry at their peak performance for England. Because Rio and Terry have not been that dominant in the back for England, especially as a pairing. And I'll be saying something more controversial again while I can say this. Why? Because I feel they had the hype and the plaudits behind them. King and Campbell were the best pairing for England. Why do you say that? Go back to the French game. Right, when France had to dig that out. France was shut out. And not only that, but both of them were pushing the game out. They're pushing the French out from the back. And that's hard to do. And that's one thing Harry Maguire can do in the England game. He can lead, but also he can push that defensive line up. He's got good. He does it effectively, and he can also got a header in him. He's also got a goal in him. Yeah, for England, I would have taken Maguire, no doubt, because England now look weak at the back. Why don't you take Maguire then? You know what I'm saying? I'd have gone Maguire and Stones, okay, or you can try the usual. Who's the guy? Guy. I'd have gone. You can play him. I'd have had Maguire as the main defender, and any other guys. Any other athletic defenders would have been next to him. So I'd have taken Maguire, yeah. TTA, James Trent-Arnold, that was his kind of game, yeah. No need to beat a man down the wing. He could whip it in from just outside the byline, about a few yards up from the byline. He could whip it in from there. I'd have taken him, okay. Cole Palmer had a poor season. So did Foden. You know what I mean? I can see why they weren't taken, but really and truly, I believe those two are the ones you missed, and they'd have been good for the core of the team. They make a good core. You know what I mean? He took Henderson, but is he going to play him? Question mark. But back to this game, yeah. England, Ghana, boy, England bad. The Croatia game, we finished strongly. This game, we went back in your shell. And people talk about this being a Southgate kind of performance, yeah. I'm gonna give it 100, yeah. Southgate got England when he sorted himself out, yeah. He got England to finals, yeah, and also to semi-finals. Something that had not been done before. Give credit where due. Yes, the last tournament the Spain won, totally disjointed. They got there by luck, fluke, and maybe they pushed their way there somehow, some way. I should have won actually. Should have beat Spain because Spain started slowly. It's only because England were on the back foot that Spain got encouraged and they pressed forward, yeah. But yeah, the comparison, in my opinion, at least Southgate somehow, some way got to finals. I can't see this team getting anywhere like that. It might take a bit of a Bellingham pushing moment to get England somewhere. Declan Rice at this level is actually, he's actually a sitting defender. Okay, looks a bit better against Ghana because he can push. He can, but against the big boys, he'd be very much of a deep lying defender. Yeah, but he won't be. See, this is where it gets twisted because of the hype. They're gonna see him like a Makaleli or a who's the other guy, Kante, or who's ever read a Deschamps, or or like a Busquets because of the hype, but he's not. Okay, not even on that level. Of course not. No, he at best is international class. Yeah. Now, Rashford, boom. I had this talk. Rashford, as you saw the other day, he's gonna come on. He's international class. Yeah. He'll do a few things, but top international class. Now that's a shady area, but he's an international class player. He's good enough to put on the shirt for his country. Yeah. They're getting players who are just good enough to put on the shirt for their country. Yeah. Like a Luke Shaw. Yeah. Right? Like a Luke Shaw. I mean, not the peak Luke Shaw, but the Luke Shaw that came. Because of his injuries, Luke Shaw lost that pizzazz, okay? But he was still good enough to put on the shirt for his country, yeah? That Luke Shaw. Not the peak young Luke Shaw when he was bolting down the left-hand side like a young Ashley Cole. Not that one. Because he would have gone on to be a very, 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 very good player. Not him. the version that he turned out to be, a bit podgy, but still good enough to be left back for England, that version is international class, yeah? That's the best it gets for England, and the best it's been for England for the last 20 years, yep. Young Rooney came out, yep. He was top world class. He was good for England, yeah? Not world class for me, top world class in an international shirt, yeah? Ashley Cole is a world class footballer. I'll give him that. Is he left back great? That's a matter of opinion. He's in that shady area of top world class, maybe. Okay, in fact, he's world class. He's world class because top international class, bordering great, would be the Torreses, the Zlatans. Yeah, but Ashley Cole was a bad boy. He's the only one in that England team who I'd say is up there as a world class, top international world class, top player. Yeah. So Campbell, obviously, yeah, I'll give him that. So Campbell, Cole, Owen, has to be world class, and that's really it. You know, Kane as a goal scorer, yes, got to be said now. Yes. Well, sorry, yeah. Well, Kane as a goal scorer, yes. But yeah, I mean, it's all hype for England, you know, and it's been shown, you know. Senegal played off the park, can't get a draw against these boys, you know. Yes, it squeezed out Croatia at the end, beating them with pace. But why do you use pace in this game then? You know, why not finish as you started? Why not start as you finished the last game impressively, and this game? But I've already addressed that because Tuchel thought he's going to get a walk over here, and he didn't. And now people are saying, "No, Ghana are that good. Ghana this, Ghana that." They're a good unit, yes, and they are good. They are good. But let's not forget, I'm not taking nothing away from Ghana because I've said they're good, and they are a good team. And in fact, I think they'll versus England is an even level. Okay, that's my opinion. Forget hype, forget Premiership legend, forget all that nonsense. But at basic level, boom, as it stands, on the same level. But let's not forget, the Ghanaian keeper, he was very good, yeah. He plays football in Ghana, yeah. He plays for a team called Hearts or something. I had it earlier, but he plays in Ghana, yeah. He's not a top international. He's not playing for no European teams. He's not a top keeper like that. But he looked good, yeah. You know, what level would his team be in English football then? Leyton Orient kind of thing. Leyton Orient, further down the scale kind of thing. I don't know. But the fact is, England, yes, it was a wake up call, yeah. But we'll see how this turns out. We'll see how this pans. But England versus Ghana. Boy, if Ghana had a striker, yeah, someone who could finish, a bit sharper up front, they'd probably got a win there. But anyway, it is what it is. And it is what it is as usual. Alright then.